Hello everyone, today I'm gonna bring to you all an interesting topic about the devil bosses of the MegaMan franchise. And yeah, I didn't upload for long, my bad, my PC just slacked me off. I want to try other games, that's all about it. Either way, let's just get right into it. So, the first thing that could come in mind, what could even the devil bosses be based on? The name implies that they could be based on devils, demons. I do not think so. They don't look like a devil to me. They are mostly just a big blob of goo, slimy or sometimes blocky substance shaped into a monster-like creature. What I could see them being based on, verily, is a golem. It kinda is obvious, isn't it? Well, let's dive deeper into this. We all know that the devil bosses profit from their bodily substances. It's basically the foundation of them, and it's worth mentioning that their eyes are their control center, or their brains in other words. It's similar concept to the golem, because golems are inanimated anthropomorphic beings that were made by inanimated material like clay, for example. Similarly would be the gooey blocky materials. As for being anthropomorphic anthropomorphism is the attribution of human traits, emotions or attentions to objects, for example. That's all a folklore, of course, and it seems to be really fitting the devil bosses here. Okay, but why the name devil comes to place in the first place? I do have something that could make a bit sense for that. So according to Wikipedia here, many tales differed on how the golem was brought to life and controlled, and according to Moment magazine, the golem is a highly mutable metaphor with seemingly limitless symbolism. Can be a victim or villain, Jew or non-Jew, man or woman, or sometimes both. Over the centuries, it has been used to connote war, community, isolation, hope, and despair. It basically can convey too many things. One of those are war and despair, which those could be a connection on how the devil bosses here are being the evil ones. The giant ambiguous looking enemies that stand against you in the wars that Wily have caused against the society in MegaMan lore, or doesn't have to be only the society there. It could be just a war between the Dr. Light's creations and Dr. Wily as a whole. I am fully aware that there are other devil bosses outside the classic series, but they still convey the same thing. And that not only relates to the word devil, as in just calling them a suitable name series for their actions, but it could relate to how they are controlled and brought to life by their wicked creators, as this just makes more sense to me. For the sake of elongating the video's length and adding more contents, I would like to rank the devil bosses from dangerous to lethal and adding some trivia in the end too. Petit devils. These guys are as harmless as ever. The only real threat is not knowing where they are going to spread once you destroy the huge devil blob. But other than that, they are definitely the least dangerous or evil devil species here. Next is Grey Devil, the game's initial boss. He will probably take it easy on you. Sure, he came to cause mayhem, but with only hurling blobs that slowly sub your health. Yes, it seems damaging, but it wouldn't be as bad if you could just evade his easy strikes, as he isn't even an agile kind or anything, so he is pretty low on the list. Next up is Dark Moon. To me, Dark Moon seems like an edgy character name, despite the fact that he is basically a large grey golem with a metallic bits linked to him. Is he, however, dangerous? Of course, but the issue is, he is a lot more predictable. He's just a regular yellow devil, but he is slower and has a predictable pattern. However, such method is preferable in order to keep things fair for players, but if his health points are low, I believe he should be more aggressive with his attacks. Next is Yellow Devil Mark II. Yellow Devil Mark II is the least threatening kind of Yellow Devil here, since, unlike the other two, He's only a more precise version than anything. Next up is Twin Devils, and in a nutshell, they are just a harder yellow devils that can move their two body floating sections and of course modify their places. However, it's not as deadly or anything, just like the previous entry, just more precise. Next up is Green Devil. The Green Devil is more varied in terms of what he can morph into, and he, like any other devil, can do the famed body splitting move. However, the other two modifications appear to be more noxious. Next up is Yellow Devil Mark 1. I know the Twin Devil entry is more of an example of a harder Yellow Devil Mark 1, but Yellow Devil Mark 1 is higher since he acquired additional variants of the same Mark 1 Devil, which are more lethal by the way. Next is Yellow Devil Mark 3. I wasn't decided between Mark 1 and Mark 3 for this entry, but I ended up just giving it to Mark 3. I realized that both seem deadly on their own, but having miniature duplicates of yourself roaming about wreaking havoc sounds much scarier. Next up is Black Devil. If I couldn't pick which of the previous Yellow Devil entries to rate higher, Black Devil does it all for both. Despite my liking for his stage, I truly enjoy the boss concept as well, this tiny bit of cubic junk is a serious damage inflictor, smacking you with his blocky bits while you're imprisoned inside his hellish aviary, which is worse than the duplicates in Mark III's case, as well as he can still shoot lasers like the Yellow Devil in Powered Up. So he definitely summarized it for one of the deadly devil bosses. Next up is Shadow Devil. On X5 we see the Shadow Devil in a reimagined Quickman stage. This devil is a true walking virus devil, since he appears to have been created by the Zero virus, so that makes Shadow Devil himself maybe more deadly due to his existence alone, as well as his size and movements. He moves more like the Yellow Devils, only it is more difficult to deal with because it has various patterns and can also transform and shapeshift into a wily machine. When all of these factors are considered, he ranks higher than virtually most of the classic series devils. Next up is Rainbow Devil. Coming from an already absurd challenging game series, Rainbow Devil is one unique devil boss. This one is more flexible and likes to shapeshift a lot, can be split into more pieces, can shake the earth and become immune to shots, and throw explosive body parts. Of course, it will be highly dangerous. Next up is New Yellow Devil, as known as Raw Devil. This variant is supposedly the strongest Yellow Devil variant because the Yellow Devil is labeled to his name despite it not being yellow. Well, the main point here is it is basically Rainbow Devil but more sturdier. He's not that flexible like the Rainbow Devil however, but he can still move quicker and jump and slam. The only point that makes him more dangerous here is that he is basically the final boss in the respective game it came from, and it was used for pure evil by Ramon, so combining those add to the points. And finally, Lava Demon. This one is a lot different due to his shape and design, but also name as well, as this one is not entirely a boss, it's a mid-boss. A mid-boss or not so, he is still very dangerous. Because, well, this is a lava monster we're talking about. Like you as a human would just die if you were simply near him, as it can still attack of course by dropping fire droplets and punches you with a lava punch. There is no doubt that this variant ain't any dangerous. To wrap things up, here are a few trivias about the devil bosses. Green Devil, Twin Devil and Black Devil. These guys are three special kinds. They are not only a non-variant of Yellow Devil, but they are as well considered to be an advanced species of the devil family star made by Wily. And well, you see, these devil bosses appear first time in the third Wily stage in each of their respective games. Green Devil first appearing in MegaMan 8 Wily 3, Twin Devil appearing in MegaMan 9 Wily 3, and Black Devil in MegaMan 10 also in Wily 3. It kinda tells that Wily did really leave those for later because of how strong and advanced these guys are. Next trivia is interesting to hear in my opinion. Wily did leave the first Yellow Devil to be in the first Wily stage. Similarly, Yellow Devil Mark III, but how about Mark II? Well, you see, in terms of the designs, those of Mark 1 and 3 are very similar, the only difference being that Mark 3 does have a gear for cornea. So having both of them complementing each others by having them to be in the first wild stage is a good call. But for Mark II's case, it's just different because the devil itself looks more different than the other two. So I assume Wily did just put Mark II in the second Wily stage in Mega Man 3 to just differentiate between Mark 1 and Mark II. But when Wily realized that Mark 3 looks a lot similar to Mark 1, he simply decided to put him in Wily stage 1. Well, this one is more of a theory, but the details here kinda makes more sense to be true. Did you ever realize that Blockman sounds more like a Robot Master Devil Boss? Well, if you didn't know, Blockman has a power gear form called the Block Golem, which has an appropriate name, I know, but the moves that the Block Golem do are quite similar to those of the Yellow Devil from the Power Fighter game. Not only that, but once you demolish Blockman's Golem, he begins flinging brick fragments in a manner similar to a standard Devil Boss move. It's a little nice detail, and it technically makes Mega Man 11 the first Mega Man game to include two Devil Bosses in the same game. That's it for all. I thank you all for watching and stepping by. This video is more entertaining to do research for, because the more you know, the better sometimes, at least. I will hopefully do more contents and slack off less. But anyhow, I hope you all have a great day, stay nice and safe.